Hey, what is up? Matt here from Stocklot. How you doing? And I want to speak to you today about stock sourcing. So a lot of you guys are actively looking for surplus stocks and slow moving stocks, and I guarantee the majority of you will be looking for retail branded products. Okay, now there's an area in our market that no one touches at all, and it's a great area to get involved in. Now, this area for stock sourcing is basically buying from manufacturers and then moving the stock on to other manufacturers. Okay, so you're buying surplus stocks from a manufacturer and then you're selling it on to another manufacturer. Now, the type of stocks that you can source from a manufacturer that you can sell on to another manufacturer are not finished retail products, but actually parts and components and materials. Okay, so it's going back in the step in the supply chain. It's things that are used to manufacture a product with. So you're going to be sourcing parts and components that are used in the manufacturing process, and it's a great market to get involved in, because when you're selling this kind of product onto another manufacturer, you're selling it on for a fraction of the price that these manufacturers can actually buy these parts and components for. So, for example, a pair of jeans. Okay, now a pair of jeans is made up of fabric. So you've got jeans fabric, you've got the metal studs, you've got the zipper, you've got the cotton. So all these little components and materials that are made into a pair of jeans, you could be looking for these individual components as surplus stock. So like electronic products, all the insides of an electronic product, you got the parts and you got the components. Okay, so any product that is used that needs parts and components to make that finished retail product, you could be sourcing that kind of surplus stock from manufacturers, and then you can move that stock on to another manufacturer who makes similar products and would be looking for those kind of parts and components. Okay, so for example, I bought recently a big lot of zippers. So it was rolls of zippers, and they're used for the clothing industry, you know, for any clothing product that requires a zipper. Okay, now every kind of product that you can think of has parts and components that the manufacturer, a lot of manufacturers actually buy in these parts and components. They don't actually make them, they actually buy these parts and components in, or materials, for example. They buy that in to make that finished retail product. So sometimes they might end up with a stock of these parts or components that they don't use anymore. It might become obsolete, so they might have a stock of these parts or components or materials that they need to just clear, and that stock could be used by another manufacturer. So it's a very untouched market. Don't just think about sourcing and buying finished retail stocks. A lot of manufacturers have, you know, parts and components and materials and just things that are used to make their finished final product with. And you know, these little parts and components that are used in the manufacturing process are worth getting involved in, because there's always a buyer out there for these types of parts and components. So my advice is, don't just look for retail products, go back in the chain and contact manufacturers and look for, you know, parts and components and materials and anything used in the manufacturing process that they don't require anymore, and then go and find a manufacturer who makes similar products and see if they would be interested in buying that kind of product. Okay, so that's my tip of the week. I will see you soon.